It's the Cable
We're trying to meld Urza here. So ideally we would be artifact-based, blue-white. In an ideal world, we would be able to make use of both Urza and the 5-drop. The 5-drop fits a lot of decks, though, so... I'm going to lead on the Smuggler's Copter. Maybe Cryptic Command, actually. Play more controlling. Time Warp's kind of sick. It is kind of sick. Kitten plus Mindstone is cute. Oh, was there a Kitten in there? Kitten could have been good. My eyes kind of glaze over Kitten. Because I've, like, never gotten it to work in Cube. Yeah, I'm into this Saga. If you couldn't tell. Yeah, the draft should just start with me having Urza's Saga in my stack. So the two cards that I'm tanking on here are Blightsteel Colossus and Force Negation. Really like the Forces in my controlling shells. It'd be kind of cool if we were in the Tinker sphere of things, though. Because we had the Teferi in play, we could Tinker for the Meld, you know? The Meld's kind of expensive. Oh, hey, Novellin was just in here. And then one of his tunes comes on. You love to see it. Mindstone sort of pays for Meld. It pays like 2 towards the 7, right? It's a lot. Trying to cut these colors. Talisman, Spiral, both options. Yeah, All Fires is the name of Novellin's music project. His first EP came out this year. Or maybe it's a full album. But anyway, it's got some bangers in it. Headquarters, Chalice. Yeah, it's Chalice, I guess. All the Gear Hulks are not in the cube. Just came in and replaced Chupacabra, which I wasn't high on. Chupacabra, I thought, saw a lot of play. We'll grab this Talisman. Subtlety, Hard Evidence, both options. Gideon's not crazy, but is heavier white. It'd be nice if white was just a splash, you know? I think Recruiter does turn to the Urza. The Urza's a 2-4, right? And that one only gets toughness of, hey, Urza. That's helpful. If the Urza wasn't in the pack, then Battlesphere or Jace would be nice. We'd probably take Battlesphere. Halfway there. Urza for cheaper Mindslaver activations. I could see Brain Freeze working, actually. Urza's ability is like kind of a combo ability, kind of a combo enabler. Looking at Prism, Treasure Cruise. Prism's actually kind of a non-bo with Urza, huh? Nice. Lyris Hall's also tempting here. Get that Black Lotus. Turn them out for artifacts. Arglypuff, if you're talking about for equipment, most equipment doesn't do anything when you're in animal form. You'll mouse over them and it'll have that disclaimer. The only equipment that does anything in animal form is, like, shape-shifting specific equipment, basically. That's what you're asking about. Like magic items. But I believe it does count as unarmed attacks. Yeah, you can't use a staff in animal form. Bear using, like, a fucking magic sword. You did an oopsie and killed Halzin. On my first run, the fucking goblin kids are, like, arguing about throwing rocks or whatever, and I'm like, well... This Halzin person's an adult. And I'm like sleuthing my way around here, and like I don't want to start trouble here. I'm just gonna dislock and let him out. We can just leave. And then he just like breaks out and attacks me because I didn't like kill the children. You must be allied with these goblins. I tried everything. I like killed all the goblins in the room. I killed him and then rezzed him. He was still mad at me. Alright. Like, do a reload. Cost me, like, 40 minutes. Re-navigate that scene. I think we're just taking swords here, huh? A little STP action. Reband's tempting. Reband's fun with Brain Freeze. Remand your Brain Freeze. Play the Brain Freeze again. You get the Storm Trigger. A library. Maybe Sundering Titan. Yeah, let's grab Library. Currently no hits for this Urza Saga. Well, that'd be one. Metamorph's an option. I kind of like the Bobble just to make sure that I have something for Saga. It'd be nice if we get the Emery later, too. If we see an Emery. These blue cards are good. Maybe I'll wheel a blue card. There's fucking 3 of them here. I guess Metamorph, anyone could take Metamorph. Draft in Storm? Sort of. We'll see. We might end up a blue-white control deck. We're kind of like halfway between right now. It did Schwab and trophied super hard. What's my preferred method of caffeine intake? I drink too much Mountain Dew. Like a lot. This pack's kind of sick, All these blue cards are insane, and then there's Coalition Relic too. I think I'm gonna grab Teferi. Yes, the Herd of Mies. Looking at Zerda and looking at Retrofitter Foundry. I think I like the Zerda idea. Hell of a pack. Mightstone and Weakstone! We have to take it over Academy, but you know, that's fine. And Seed Shark and stuff. The dream is live, friends. The dream is live. And it Ugin, Oust, Wall of Omens. This can't tap for Ugin, right? Yeah, non-artifact. Let's grab Oust. A little removal spell in here. Gearhulk's almost interesting with Cryptic. I think I like Stowaway better. What are the odds that I want this LED? I'm gonna take Mastermind, I think. I do have Brain Freeze. Alright. Wrath? Oh shit, what up? Hey, the Awkward Turtle, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 3 months there. Yes, yes, chat. These are some nice wheels. Let's run up. Our island count might be a little low for days. Run is good. Run is a good card. It does not Funkified. Hell yeah, Ragnar. Jeez. I mean, this pack was insane. I knew I had a good feeling I was wheeling a good blue card, but... Is that the latest Jace the Mind Sculptor ever? How does that happen? I mean, oh, that Academy. I mean, do you remember that pack? There were like 4 insane blue cards. We took the Teferi out of that pack. Hey, Spicy Meatball, thanks for the $4.20. Ooh, this is a juicy one. I think we have to pass our Talisman for this Urza. I think this Urza is pretty important. Plus, you know, we're doing Urza stuff. On theme, too. Alright, I'm gonna pause this. Play Spicy Meatballs. Song request here. Thanks for 420 Spicy. Yeah, this one always hits the spot. The other talismans that we got came back pretty late. Mana Vault. I'm into Mana Vault. Something for that Saga to grab. We're kind of close to companioning this Urza, or this Zerda, It's just Stowaway and Wormcoil. Yeah, some Monolith action. Either one would be great. Oh, Urza Saga. Urza Saga turns off Zerda. That's funny. One of my rare decks where Mystical Tutor doesn't look very good. We could play Mox Opal. I'm kind of leaning towards Fractured Identity, though. Red's fucked up. Hangerback V Path. This is only tempting because we already have 2 1-mana removal spells, I think. Or else it'd be Easy Path. Jeez, that's a late Ragavan. If we'd ended up more combo-y... the Helm would be tempting, but we're not really a combo deck. Let's grab Narset here. We'll help find my Mightstone and Weakstone. Well, alright, maybe we're combo-y now. I don't think Inspector does anything here. I don't think I want Treachery either. Maybe Council's Judgment. Reclamation's fucked up. I think we're grabbing the Ponder, though. Reclamation's really good with, like, Narset and Teferi. Thinking about the Thirst, thinking about the Mentor. Bows. Hey. We are close to companioning Zerda, but we're not going to because we have Breach here. That could have used an Emery Hum. These cards do anything? I'm at Reservoir with the Underworld Breach. Are we ever doing anything with Underworld Breach without Brain Freeze already, though? I think not. Tough deck to make cuts in. Maybe the Hangerback. Well, the Hangerback does juice Academy. You know what? I need a bathroom break. I'm gonna think better if I just go pee and go get another soda and get some water and stuff. I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll figure this out together. Good luck. Why, thank you. Boom. Right. This deck! Maybe Forced Negation's a sideboard card. Consider's kind of nice with Breach, as well as these loot effects. Maybe the double white on Sea Judgment bins it. So we can stay heavier blue. Great card. Obviously great fucking card. But we have 27 cards here, right? Some good ones are going to get cut. Mentor's just so good with Breach. Academy kind of pays for all the blue on Cryptic by itself. So I'm not that worried about the triple blue there. I'm a lucky guy, Darby. Helps that both Urza and the Mightstone and Weakstone aren't, like, super priority picks. Even though they're both, like, playable in different archetypes. Mightstone and Weakstone in particular, I've seen showing up in a few different places. Can't count Mox Opal as a land. Sort of, right? I mean, we have enough talismans. It's probably fine. I think Hangerback Walker is my weakest card. It's really just here to juice up Saga and Academy. Yeah, I want the Oust. So close to a deck here. Yeah, we can cut the Hangerback. No mountains. So the only way for us to play this Underworld Breach is off of Mox Opal currently. And that might be fine. This isn't enough white sources. This is only 5 white sources. Both the talismans only tap for blue. So this is like 12 blue sources, 4 white. Rona is not a cut. Rona is better than Stowaway. 1. And Stowaway and Rona both juice up the Breach. They're both really good here. So this would be fine. I am tempted to play a single mountain. Oh, we get one more land? Nice. And this is like a little light on blue sources for Cryptic Command, except again, Tolarian Academy taps for it by itself, so I think it'll end up being okay. We also have Urza. Urza also just gets you to Cryptic. It's not just fucking Mentor Vinuses. You can't play Urza Saga and Zerta together. And plus, Zerta fucking sucks shit in this deck. It doesn't do anything here. It's a fucking 3-3. It's not hard. It's not a hard call for me. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Vivid Grade. Thanks for the sub. These 86 months. Trinket Mage. If you're playing Trinket Mage, it's going to be over, like, Consider or something. It's not going to be over one of the loots. I don't hate the idea of Trinket Mage getting LED. We do have Saga that does that. But maybe Saga needs to get Mox Opal. Alright, feels weird cutting a cantrip in my combo deck. I don't think I can afford to cut one of these mana rocks, though. They all seem pretty necessary. You could hypothetically cut Mentor, but Mentor is, like, a way to win with all of our shit. With, like, Underworld Breach without the actual combo. I don't know how many ways I need to tutor LED when I've got only one Brain Freeze and the one Breach. And Bobble be card 41? I mean, Bobble can be card 40. Why make the deck worse? Trinket Mage has enough to do that it's good. I just feel really weird cutting the Consider. I don't like it. If I just cut a white source, just cut a Plains, just never have enough mana for anything. Consider's like fixing, right? Yeah, right, they're all card 41. Alright, we already listened to this one. Could start Oust in the board. I don't want to. There's not going to be many matchups where you don't want Oust. It's a good card. Your opponent fucking tinkers up a Blightsteel. Or they just play a 1-drop. You want that shit. Yeah, I think Trinket Mage is the worst card here. I'm just going to cut the Trinket Mage again. I think. I wish there was a top for Trinket Mage to get. I'd like it so much better. Why is life so hard? Cephalid Breakfast plays a lot of good cards. Teferi, Force Will, Urza Saga. Just committing to paying the 1 every goddamn turn. Where you been, library? Yeah, I think that's accurate, Tybalt. Bloom. Oh, Honestly, bouncing the giant here is not crazy. Yeah, some nice hits there on that Narset hum. Not bad. And there's a Saga down this turn too. I almost left up Colonnade this turn. Well, now I wish I'd bounced the fucking Glorybringer. Okay. And I can get back the Selfless Spirit. Now the Esper Sentinel taxes too. Glorybringer is exerting. Do have Colonnade next turn. Yeah, drawing a whiff this turn was kind of brutal. I think there goes my chance. It says non-land permanent. Can't just rebuy Saga with it. Okay. Some nice compact pressure from the opponent, Yeah, those cards both seem pretty good. Factory Identity looks good. What do we not want? Maybe Mentor. Maybe Mentor comes out. Maybe they have too many flyers for Hangerback. Maybe we just bring in Warm Coil. I probably want the Sweeper, even though double white's hard. Yeah, Sweeper makes sense. Am I cutting Cryptic? Cryptic seems great against them. Why is Magic so hard? I'm supposed to cut a stupid Planeswalker. Guys, it's probably like the least upside against them. Good hand. Yeah, little turn 2 Jace action. I think it's a skill issue. Magic. Probably is. Probably is. Just Meld Urza. That's the plan. That's the plan, friend. I think there's a solid chance we Meld Urza at some point. I have done it in Powered Cube before, but it's been a minute. Not a bad start, I think the Jace is supposed to uptick. I don't know if it should uptick on myself. Midnight combo card. Usually better to do the opponent. I feel like if it's like the difference between drawing a dead card or a live one, it's way better to do it on yourself. It's like drawing a card. You have more information on what's like a live one for you or not, too, than the opponent's deck. I don't know if just letting Rona die was better. Now a Haste Dragon clears Jace. Kind of missing a lot, Yeah, why isn't Urza in Historic, huh? We have Yogg, but not Urza. Lame. I wonder if Urza would even see play. These fucking dragons, Yeah, I'm not sure why I let my Jace get eaten. The danger of cool things, Oh, they're not even clearing Urza, sure. Someone tapping. Only have 7 on board as to why not to take the damage. The 1 point there. The incredible duo, Urza and Urza. Now LED cast Breach? Yeah, that's true. I think we'd have to top deck either LED or Breach, and then Urza spin into the other one, though. It's not a very likely situation, I don't know what a likely situation is here for us. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, unless we cheese a fast combo, that just seems like a tough matchup, Almost looks like a modern hand, Little turn 2 stowaway action. How goes the cubing? Pretty well. I dropped with the deck that I drafted yesterday, and then we trophied with a sweet red-green lands deck. Ooh. Yeah, that's why we let on that instead of the Urza. If they were tapped out again, like if they tapped out for a talisman or whatever, we probably would have slammed the Urza there instead of playing Teferi. But instead they were holding up counter magic, so might stone that thing. I kind of want to draw cards, but I guess other cards in here draw cards. I'm getting dazed. Fair enough. Fair enough. Playing a 2-mana card on turn 2 is pretty aggressive. We played 2 2-mana cards on turn 2, though. 4 mana worth of stuff. I think I'm going to be flipping my own werewolf here. Let's go ahead and draw first. Get out of here. Are you a total loser for drinking alone and enjoying it? I don't think there's anything loserish about doing anything alone. The only loserish thing you can do alone is like riding a tandem bike or pushing an empty swing. like it has to be an extremely specific activity before it's loserish behavior. Seesaw, yeah, just hopping up and down on the seesaw by yourself. Real specific stuff. Playing like fucking rummy, and like you sit in one chair to like play a turn, and then you like go around to the other chair, or checkers or something. It's really easy to pick up people on a tandem bike. You think so? do you think those are pity people? Everyone's just like, that's so sad. One person on a tandem bike. Wow, Jafreak. I didn't know. I had no idea. That makes sense. That makes sense. Good topic starter. I almost want the Blue Sun Zenith here. Mailing yourself a postcard. I could see that being kind of fun. If you're like out traveling. Not as fun as like sending a postcard to a loved one or a relative or a friend. Okay. Alright. I'm off it again. You think this is the game we meld? We're halfway there already. Am I still doing the Metal Festival tonight? I am. I did it yesterday too. I went and saw the headliners. Had a good time. Well, I caught most of the headliners. I dipped out a little bit early. Hang out with some friends. Sick has friends, brag Caleb. Yeah, I know. Werewolf's stupid. Just dumb. I have not melded yet. I have performed this meld in a different cube, a different powered cube. And we have both pieces in the deck. Oh, that's a bummer. Hey, thanks, Ladorb. What a Ladorable thing to say. Right, the other half of the meld. Got a little bit of time here. Opponent's not just straight murdering us. Ooh, I'm jelly that solemn. Goddamn peanut butter and jellyfish over here. They have the white ancestor recall and the colorless ancestor recall. How am I supposed to win? I gotta say, drawing Underworld Breach every game has not felt great. I know there's an LED in here. I know there's a brain freeze in here. We've only ever had one piece of the combo, though. About to get our shit back here. The ring? The ring is not colorless ancestral. That's colorless necro. You think necro is the black ancestral? I do not. I disagree. Yeah, the run is just clear into Fairy, and their counter magic is all dead, and we're getting all our shit back, and we have Saga rolling. Kind of a charming opener. Reminds me of a simpler time. Oh, because I'm playing Ronan too. We already had a game against this piece of shit. Not the same opponent, right? No. Exactly, El Penguin. Yeah, 20 covers the first half of the Thief Stip. And then the second half, I have to lift from your pocket without you noticing. It's part of the stip. And then I steal your identity. It's actually pretty involved. It's kind of an involved stip. I don't do it very often. I think we're looting away Chalice here, huh? It is a Mox with an Urza out, but it is also obnoxious with the Sentinel down. I guess if they're flipping Graveyard, I should have looted. Oh, we can do it now. Cycling Triomes. Oh man, we were comboing off with Fast Bond earlier, and we had a Crucible effect, Zurin Orb, and Fast Bond. I was going through the loop to gain infinite life, and I had a Cycling land in my graveyard, and And multiple members of chat were like, why aren't you drawing your deck with the cycling land? Why aren't you paying 3 mana? Yeah, someone, I played a Council's Judgment against someone the other day. It didn't show up. They just asked me. Oh, it says over here on the left, it's for Urza. Sure. They changed where it shows up. It used to, like, highlight on the creature. I wish I played land first, Tom. Now that we're here. Oh, shoot, what up? Hey, Bob DeBuilda. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing that prime. Cheers, Bob. We're so close to the meld, I can taste it. It's gonna happen. I can feel it in my giblets. What does it taste like? It tastes like Urza's, well, I don't know if I can share that on stream. Saga? Yeah. Just making them redraw the Esper Sentinel is worth. And not having to pay the 1 for a fucking turn or 2. Don't hate that. Oh, they already got day-night started. Oh, but I flipped it back. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like I should just be flipping Rona and serving. So many lands in my hand, though. Chilling around, waiting to be turned into real cards. Urza's Blueprints, like that. I like that. Okay, okay. Is this Ruinous Blast? That's not a bad one. I guess Colonnade can clear it. Probably want to do that. Lord Protector is kind of a weird name for this card. Not doing much protecting. Bows. Hey, I Black thinks the $4.20. Going to Goth Night at the club tonight. Oh, fun. Yeah, I think I like the idea of Colonnade forcing a race here. Hell yeah. Kind of exactly what we were looking for, I don't know if Cryptic's better. I just know these Narset hits have been insane. Cycling into the Narset. Don't love it. If they cycle on my turn, they get to draw a card. Oh, man. I wanted to see if my Weak Stone was coming up. I feel like we could have melded that game if we weren't winning so very badly. This version of the deck does feel much better, doesn't it? One too much, yeah. That's usually my issue. Hey, Saloon42, thanks for 68 months. Oh shit, what up? Nice -1 times, yeah. Our inability to draw the rock. Yeah, have we drawn it once yet? I feel like we have not. Maybe forgot to put it in the deck. That's probably what happened. In this style of matchup, Mustaval, I don't think there is a hand bad enough. I'd keep library 6 other lands, or library is the only land. And have. I've kept seven lands with library before. Oh, it did get dazed once, right. I mean, that could happen to anybody. Nobody can beat a daze. It's not a realistic thing. But it's kind of low on cards. Maybe they'll have something that makes up for the aggressive mole. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is not a forced negation. Quick Council's Judgment check is in the deck. Uh-oh. What are they Dark Ritual into? What do you need that? What do you need that Dark Ritual mana for? Hey, fair enough. Fun stuff. I think I might just Narset here. Oh, maybe they downticked already. Be fine. Yeah, I'm into that. Go nuts, friend. Maybe bidding Academy made sense. I think the Academy is going to be good eventually, though. Oh. Yeah, they can only downtick the Duretti once per turn, so... I was gonna Urza into Mana Vault this turn. This feels better. See if I regret that one, I want to take the Mox Diamond. You think Duretti's gonna make the Academy good? I don't think so. I think Duretti's gonna pop their Mox Diamond this next turn, keep him off some Titan mana. I feel like I shouldn't be playing Urza here. I should probably just be drawing cards every turn until I get the Meld, This might induce a scoop. Nice. $14 cards left. So next turn I like leading on library activation, and then Mightstone and Weakstone draw, and then Jace Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm into it. And there we are. Oh, they're hellbent. I'm counting it. That's a Meld. That's a Meld. We had the mana. They conceded to the Meld. That's what that was. That's a successful stip right there. The Urza Meld. The merry threat of it. Enough to win matches.